Hello again, whiskey friends. Hey, thanks for joining everybody. We are back live from all of our respective locations. I'm back in Cincinnati. No more Louisville, no more Lexington and Frankfurt. Man, we had a great time. We'll have some stories as we go along here, and that will also be the theme for a few giveaways tonight. So we'll get into that. So we got 17 people in here so far. We also have a special guest in the back who is challenging us to a blind flight. So this is a chance for Kelsey, Darrell, and I to work together to see how well we can navigate this thing. So thank you for joining me today, whiskey friends. Let's kick off the show. So yes, we are coming off a very great trip, I would say, to Kentucky. We were in Louisville and Frankfurt for Bourbon on the Banks. It was a magical time. And you know what? I miss this guy already. Haven't seen him since Sunday morning. I'm having withdrawal. Let's bring in Kelsey.
What's up, everybody? Cheers. Thanks for hanging out with us. I wish you all could have been there with us to experience the chaos and the fun. But we had such a great trip. I look forward to hanging out with these guys in person once a year, and we definitely made the most of it, I feel like. So hope you guys are having a great week. Cheers to you. I think we're all sipping on some hard truth from Mash and Journey, and holy cow, that's a good one. Good job, Scott and Jason. This is unreal.
Oh, yeah. So we're sipping on this one. So if you do have the hard truth, that is our kickoff pour. So give yourself a little nip of that. And somebody else who was on that barrel pick, missing this guy as well, but did get to hang out with him all day Sunday and watch some football before dropping him off at the airport. Let's bring in Darrell.
You're muted, buddy.
Oh, I was just going to let him go. I was debating. I was like, how long should we let him talk with the silence?
It's been a little rowdy in the house, so the mute's been on and off. But no, cheers, guys. Thanks for everybody being here, man. Kentucky was great. It's always a pleasure meeting up with everybody, just hanging, man. You kind of do it weekly through here, but it's definitely a lot better when you're doing it in person. You know, we got to meet some new faces, or I got to meet some new faces, all the old faces. You know, just literally, it was a blast. You know, it was bittersweet coming back home, but missed the little ones and, had to get back to the daddy role.
Oh, yeah. It's time to get back at it. You got the hard truth still as well, Darrell?
I do. I got a little bit left in here.
Cheers to the Vascos. It was great meeting you as well, both of you. It was so much fun. They just came in, and it was so much fun hanging out with them, and they both have such great personalities and fun to hang out with. Always a blast. So cheers to you guys. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Got to spin the whiskey wheel, too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's bring in tonight's very special guest who, at least for now, we still like. Let's see how we feel about an hour from now when it's all said and done. And who was at the hard truth pick with Darrell and I as well. Let's bring in Bill.
There he is.
Hey, guys.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. Good to see all of you again. Happy to be with you.
Happy to have you here.
Great to meet all of you in person at the Hard Truth Pick. And if you don't hate me too much after tonight, we'll do it again soon.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard is tonight's flight?
That's a hard thing to... It's always easy to the guy that knows the answers, right?
Exactly.
So, I don't think this is as hard as flights I've put some other people through, but if you do too well tonight, that just means I get a rematch and I'm going to make it harder.
Oh, man. I'll keep that in mind.
So for everybody that doesn't know, this is Jeffrey and Kelsey and Darrell against me. Whatever points they don't earn, I get, and we're going to see who wins at the end.
Oh, yeah. I got a fancy score sheet here. Hopefully everybody printed that out, and then we'll go through it here. Of course, Bill was having us add whiskey categories to it. We're like, bourbon, rye, American single malt, et cetera, wasn't enough. He's like, add boo rye and add wheat whiskey to it. Like, uh-oh.
Hey,
I
if
thought
you
about
know,
telling you to add rice whiskey too, but
that's what I was gonna say.
I just need to go with like bourbon, rye, and other at some point. Just really simplify it. There's so many options these days. Well, Kelsey, why don't you start saying hi to people here? I actually forgot to put the scoreboard up. I forgot an important part. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah, that scoreboard matters, man.
Let's see who is in here first. Let me scroll down here.
This guy whose shirt I'm wearing.
Top Dog, as always, is in here first. Make sure you hit the like button. Wise Guy Stu, cheers. And then there's some guy, I don't know who this WJK guy is, but he's in here too. Our party Marty is in here. Cheers, Marty. Good to see you, buddy. Let's see who else is in here. Four Leaf Whiskey Stacy, it was great to meet you in person as well as Devin this past weekend. Sugar Cutie, cheers to you. John Cloud is in here. Slapshot is in here. Sealed. Let me see if I can say that. Cibolo Dave. If I didn't pronounce that wrong or right, I'm sorry. MJ is in the house. Cheers to you. Paul P is in here. Let's see who else. Travis Robertson, TJ Jarrett, excuse me. Paul P. Cheers to you. Let's see. Getting close. Here's my buddy Cheech. Dude, it was such an awesome time hanging out with you and Jen and her cookies. I'm just saying. I think Jeff.
Don't talk about the cookies. I'm probably gonna get like 3 of those once this thing's done.
Mark Vasco, cheers, buddy. It was great to meet you and your beautiful wife, Christine Vasco. Thanks, guys, for being in here. We have our first super chat from Uncorked. Cheers, buddy. I know that Jeff will talk about that in just a second on what we're doing for super chats, and we also have some Patreon giveaways as well. Bourbon Retriever is in here. Cheers to you. EJ is in here as well. Copper Wolf, cheers, man. Good to see you in here. My buddy Jason Skull. Jason, I think, was a little overwhelmed at first when he saw all that whiskey and how he was going to drink some of all of it, I think. Roy R. Does Cocktails is in here. Big Vic. It was fun to spend my weekend with y'all. Now what am I going to win tonight? And it's not rigged. There we go. I think you need to make another shirt, Big Vic. It says it's not rigged. Cheers, buddy.
I'm going to pour your flights tonight too, Vic, on my to-do list after this.
Mike Franklin, John Matlick. Matlick? Is that how you say that? Matlick? Sorry. My eyes, I don't have my readers on. I'm getting old.
Man, you sound like me during the fundraiser trying to read.
Exactly. I don't know what it is tonight, man. Is those places in here? Cheers to you, Alex Bruer. I think that's close enough. I hope. Henry Turner, my Arkansas buddy. Cheers to you tonight. Trying to figure out what to drink, man. Pour if you have some hard truth, pour that with us, man. I know that we've got some. Lance, cheers to you, man. Thank you so much.
Lance, I owe you something too. I'll follow up on that. I'm catching up on everything tonight. I'm glad I saw your name.
Scott is in here. Cheers, buddy. Oh, no, unsub me from the channel. Make sure you're all subbed and hit the like button. I don't know what happened there. Sorry, bud. I think we're caught up. Jeffrey, you want to talk about...
You're the one that disappeared, Scott. You know, I was scanning at you and I saw that happen. I was like, man, I must have offended somebody with today's video. No, thank you so much for joining, everybody. And Bill, thank you so much for putting this together.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to say about this before we hop into it?
Good luck.
That wasn't ominous at all. Now I'm more nervous.
I'm sure you guys are going to do fine.
We shall see.
Well, Bill, you're drinking along with us.
I am.
Why don't we get into sample A, everyone?
All right.
All right. And for the record, too, this is going to be my first time doing a blind flight with all of our Glens. I couldn't find my
Oh,
ABCD
nice.
Glens, so I've got the Jeff Glen, the Hello Again Glen, the Whiskey St. Glen, and the Whiskey Riff Glen. So
I got
this is
3
the
out of
nice.
4 in these glasses right now. My whiskey Saint one was actually dirty. But that's funny
Very
that I set
cool.
it up that way. But yeah. Cheers and
Ooh.
color.
That is nice.
Oh, that is very nice.
Bill gave
So
us
while
all
we're
a
getting to
powerful
know this
stuff.
one here, let me ooh, that's got some age on it. Let me do something real quick with some Patreon giveaways and set up the super chat giveaway for today. So the first Patreon giveaway that I'm going to do a quick wheel spin on is going to be for a flight of whiskeys that got in Kentucky on this most recent trip. Got lucky in quite a few ways, quite excited to dive into these pours. And heck, you can dive into them with me. So this first flight will be the Legion Yamazaki. So this is
Such a
coming
good
from
whiskey.
Jim Beam. Oh, I was real excited about this one. It's pricey, but man, I was super excited to get into it.
It's really good.
The bottle's beautiful too, by the way.
I managed to find another Jack Daniel's barrel proof rye. My first one was a real disappointment. This one is not. And just to highlight how good this one was, Kelsey was going to take a nap on the couch, decided to take a sip of this after I got back from the liquor store, put on flip-flops, and walked back to the liquor store to buy them out of all the ones they had left.
It's banana pudding in a glass, man. I can't help it. It was so good.
This one's a bit controversial. This one might be cursed, so I do apologize to whoever wins this. But this is a fill your own bottle of an Elijah Craig barrel proof batch. So it's a very, very good one. I do say it's cursed because Darrell dropped his in the parking lot, and then somebody else in our group had theirs spill all over their clothes inside their bag at the airport because it was only secured by this little sticker here, and he didn't think to parafilm that one. So 2 of the 5 bottles that were purchased, or 6 bottles, are gone. So it's even rarer now, though.
There you go.
And then
And it was good too, which is sad.
the last one in this flight will be the Michter's Barrel Strength Bourbon that we filled ourselves as well.
Oh, that is
So-
such good stuff.
Yeah. And
It is.
Darrell always makes fun of me. Look at that lovely signature. Come on.
You learned instead of writing in print.
You
Yeah,
write
if you
like a
printed it,
doctor.
you wouldn't be able to read it any better. That's the sad part.
That's what I kind of figured out. If I make it non-legible, it's actually better than if I really try hard.
You have to expect it with a signature, so it's his way of getting
So
by.
that is going to be a giveaway that I'm doing for the Patreon group right now for everyone that signed up for it. That is also the super chat giveaway for tonight. So that is going to serve 2 purposes. But let me get this wheel ready here.
Bill,
And
this first
then-
one is really nice, by the way.
I haven't went past the nose.
Oh,
I'm getting a good amount of oak.
yeah. It's got
Getting
some
a good amount of
for
oak
sure.
here too. Definitely agree with that. Good luck, everybody, on this one. That
Good luck,
signed
guys and gals.
up. All right, Dave. All right, Dave.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Cheers,
You get
man.
that flight.
Congrats.
Awesome.
All right, so
Congrats.
anyone else wants another chance at that flight, that is what the super chats are going to go towards tonight. So I know we got a few people in already.
Huh.
Alex is in.
That's pretty different on the palate than I would have thought on the nose.
What are you getting on the palate there, Darrell?
I'm gonna take another sip, but I was expecting like a very intense like bourbon, and it kind of like front of the palate you got a bit of the flavor, then it just kind of like jumped off a cliff for me. It kind of like just didn't have the finish I thought it would, with the amount of like flavors I was pulling off the nose.
Yeah, I do get a lot. Like, what's
Yeah.
weird about this one is that there's a lot of spice, like right after the tip of your tongue, and then it all like goes. For me, it all goes to the oak after that. I'm getting a lot of oak
Okay.
at the end of this.
Was better.
Man,
Second
I'm
sip was
still
better.
tasting the oak. Still tasting the oak. It's crazy.
Yeah, I might have had some water residue in my mouth because it kind of made it dissipate really quick on the first sip. But that second sip was Definitely a lot better. Still getting some of that intensity now on the sides of my tongue, not so much the front of it.
It
All right,
kind of
that's
spreads out.
It's oaky,
that's the
which
thing.
I like though.
Man, it's almost familiar. The thing I want to talk about first, it's a pretty intense, right? Like this is pretty high proof.
Yeah.
I'll 120-ish.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Man, guys.
Maybe 122, 123 at the most, but it's got some proof on it.
I am much higher than you guys off initial impression here.
Well, that's probably normal though, Jeff, remember?
Mm-mm.
How high? How high are
I'm
you
usually
thinking?
130, 135.
Oh,
No,
geez.
no way. This is the first thing I've drank. Well,
Ooh.
Well,
It's
how much was
delayed.
how much was the hard truth? What was the proof on that we started with?
123.3.
It's a lot hotter than that. I mean, it
Yeah,
is
but that doesn't necessarily mean.
it's getting me back here in a way that most things don't hang, and I'm not usually one to say that. But the spiciness that comes off on the finish is it's proof. It's not a flavor. It's just the proof of it.
Could it be a rye?
I haven't come to that conclusion yet. I'm actually still torn. Kelsey, where are you on type?
Wow. I mean, a lot of spice. I think maybe some of that spice that we're getting coming across is more proof than it actually is. But I definitely think it's up there. Like I would on the next sip for me, it was a little bit hotter. So I might say 125, 126 at the most.
I'm thinking the same in terms of proof.
The oak profile on this is a little different in the fact that when you're swallowing, it does have a sense of dryness, but it's not overly dry. It's not drying your palate out, but it does give that oak tannin note that stays on your palate. I'm leaning towards rye on this one, to be honest with you.
I know I'm thinking rye too, or it's just a real proofy.
Rye bourbon.
I don't even know if it would be bourbon. If it's one of those. Would it be like one of those older Canadian whiskeys versus a rye, or?
That's a good call out. We need Moose here to help us.
Well, Canadian wasn't part of our types. Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, world, right?
Yeah.
Canadian's on there. The
your list differentiates between Canadian whiskey and Canadian rye as separate categories.
I know that's kind of complicated, isn't it? I need to probably fix that at some point now that I'm on the other side of the fence.
It's not sweet enough to be a Canadian whiskey per se. To me, like it doesn't have that sweet corn type of note to it. If it was a whiskey,
yeah, I'm not getting Canadian either.
Wise guy in the chat saying it's a boo rye.
It's a boo rye.
I got a little bit of bourbon. And I'm thinking maybe that spice you're getting could be rye spice because I don't think it's proofy. I just think it's a little spicy.
I think you guys are crazy on this one. I think you guys are crazy on this one. I don't know. It's not like me to be the one that's too high. That's weird. I'll wash out.
What's interesting about the spice is you get the sweet, and then the spice hits you back in the same spot that the sweet hits you in the front of your mouth. It's weird. Like you typically would think the spice would be in a different position in your palate, but it's not. It's right there in the front after you swallow. It's weird. It comes back way after you swallow.
Does this taste like hard truth to you guys?
No.
No?
I'm not going that way.
I've only had 2 bottles of Hard Truth, the one that we just tasted, and then the caramel malt. So it's hard for me to know that profile well enough. And I don't remember it being this so freaking spicy.
The age really stuck out to us on first impression. So that's gonna be real tough if this is a Canadian whiskey. So we got to keep that in mind. Even going back to the nose now, getting it settled, it still comes across as very musty. I'm still going to call it old. It's just a different kind of age, which then does lead me to.
I'm getting a
Not a
slight finish.
found.
Cheers,
not a found
Adam.
north. What are you getting on the finish, Darrell?
I'm getting like a slight finish, like it being finished. Almost a wine sweetness, a port or something. I don't think it's sherry, but I'm getting that type of vibe right at the far end of the palate. It's not so much in the beginning at all, but
I get that more on the nose than the palate on the wine finish type of thing. But
Man,
let's focus on what we know. We know the proof is going to be around 123, 124, right? Is that what you guys are thinking on proof?
We can say 125 since Jeff's a little higher.
125? Okay.
I'm still higher than that, man. Will you guys meet me at 128?
That's fine.
Okay.
All right.
I'm good with that.
128.
All right, we're writing down 128.
Yeah.
128. Now, for the record, I think it's higher. I do. I don't know why. Spider sense. Oh,
you guys think
still
it's
hitting
finished?
me, right? All right. Finished. Okay, I need two thought angles here. We're Canadian rye came up. I'm now getting less in love with that. Finished. Would it be a finished light whiskey?
No.
Thinking no. Okay, so then type before we go to finish. Then what are you locked in on?
I'm in between rye or boo rye. My first thoughts were rye, like a weird rye, kind of like how Hard Truth kind of hides that rye.
Yeah.
Like I've yet to guess a Hard Truth being a rye. I've guessed the bottles, but they don't come across as a rye to me. And this is kind of giving that same vibe. Like I don't think it's Hard Truth, but it has similar aspects to how it kind of hides it a bit.
It is sweet on the
sweet,
nose, but it's not light whiskey sweet to me. So if it is a light whiskey or something like that, it would have to be heavily finished, and I don't get the heavy finish on it. I get a little bit of those notes of the wine, like Darrell or sherry that Darrell was talking about on the nose, but I don't get them on the palate.
So I'm leaning Canadian whiskey for some reason. I'm not sure on the finished or not. Do we have a different state or country? Maybe this is a place where we hedge our bet. You're on mute, Darrell.
Sorry, it doesn't come across as Kentucky to me.
No, it's
Nor
definitely
does it
not
seem like a Indiana, like 95.5 either.
So are you good with going rye on the type, but then Canada for the country?
Yeah, that's fine.
What do you think, Kelsey?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm good with that.
All right.
All right.
It's got so much spice on it. My Lord.
Rye and Canada. So we just need age and finish, or not?
Age is tough, man. I definitely get a lot of oak, man. I think it's decently aged, but
if we're thinking Canadian rye, I'm going to go on the low side and go like 16, 17, something like that.
I'd say we gotta go 16. It could be one of those pesky.
Do you think like a finished Pound North? I know you called one of those
I'm
out
thinking
before, Kelsey. Do you think this tastes something like that?
In some respects, but Found North does not have this much spice on it. It's way sweeter, almost syrupy on the palate, and this doesn't.
All right, so
we go 16.
You're right, and I think it is finished, Darrell. I think you're in.
I think so too.
So 16 year
finished.
We went
finished.
Canada. So
yeah.
What are we doing for? We said rye, yes, finished. Canada for state or country. This state of distillation, we're still going with, I guess, Canada again for that, right?
Yeah.
I think we're going to be hedging a lot of bets here. Does anybody have a different distillery guess?
Did you guys decide on an age? Was 16 kind of the final answer?
16, yeah.
I'm bought in on 16, Darrell.
good, man.
It's really good.
I don't think I've tasted this, so it's hard trying to bottle guess. But I'm getting some sweetness, man. Like I hope it's finished. I'm really getting a lot of that on the back of the palate.
And the more that it sits, the more it goes that direction too.
I'm
like
in the same boat.
like a red wine finish.
Mm-hmm.
We said
Dana, I'll
16
send you
for
another
age,
Found
right?
North. I've got a couple or three. I'll send you some.
Oh gosh, is Dana talk about Found North?
Yeah.
So 16 years, 128 rye. Found North doesn't get that high though either.
Oh,
in
yeah,
terms
it
of
does.
proof.
Yes,
Oh,
it
really?
does.
Oh,
Yeah, they got 19 and 22-year-old stuff.
No, sorry for proof.
Yeah,
Oh,
their
proof. Yeah.
batch 7, I think, is 131 proof.
Oh, shit,
Yeah,
okay.
it's way up. It's up there.
All right. So we good on this one. What are we bottle guessing? Are we sticking with Found North? I don't really have any. I don't think it's Indiana.
I don't
like
have
said. I
any
don't
other
think it's
guesses. This is
Kentucky.
probably a bottle I haven't tasted. If I had
Yeah.
to guess.
I don't
The
think it's
only
like
way-
a Driftless.
Well, Found North isn't the distillery though. So if we do Found North bottle, do we want to hedge with an MGP if we got nothing else, just in case it is a light whiskey? Or
What's a
I
distillery?
don't think it
for
is a
Found
light
North?
whiskey.
No, I don't think it's light whiskey either.
Well, Found North, they found them north. Right,
Yeah, they bought the barrels from Canada.
Got it.
Yeah. Let's
Um,
do.
you want to hedge it with what you said, Indiana? I mean, sorry. What were you saying, Jeff?
Just in case. I mean, I don't know who else would make the who's the source of like the old Canadian whiskeys that have been going around. Is it just Alberta? If we were to really go all
Yeah,
in,
Alberta does a lot of it.
There we go.
Um,
I think.
we
Just
didn't
I
know
don't
for
know.
Seagrams,
sure.
yeah.
I think we hedge. I don't know. We're down
That's
a path.
fine.
Let's
All
go
right. I'm good
MGP.
with
Let's
it.
go MGP on the distillery as a complete
All right.
hedge.
Yeah, because we're
And
30
hopefully we
minutes in and we're
salvage.
only on the
Hopefully we
first sample.
salvage something on that first delicious pour.
It's 30 minutes on one sample. We gotta.
Anyone's faith in us was just now completely crushed with that one. I think.
So MGP, what are we bottle guessing?
I wrote Found North.
Found
North.
North.
Okay.
Okay.
All
So
right.
we reveal after each. We reveal after each one, so we know what the points are.
Oh, okay. You want to reveal it?
Let's reveal it. Let's go through it.
All right. So your guess was 16 years. The age statement on this bottle is 5 years.
Wow.
Woo-hoo!
So much oak on that.
So
That's tricky.
some points for the good guy there.
Oh god.
Oh man. So that's
We're gonna get
three points for the red team. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Proof guess of 128. The actual proof on this bottle is 124.71.
I thought
You guys were
125
right.
too.
Wait,
what's
we still
that
got
get us?
we got 3 points then. Okay.
Okay.
You got
nice.
yeah, you got 3. I get 2. Yep. Your whiskey type was rye. This, my friends, is a wheat whiskey.
It is a
Interesting.
wheat. Jeez, that's tough.
It is
Okay.
a finished wheat whiskey, so you do get the 2 points. You don't get the points for the type, but you do get points for the
Is
finish.
this a free? Hold on. It doesn't smell like that. I was gonna say New Holland, but
You guessed Canada. This is actually from Ohio. This is
Ohio.
Middle West.
We were just talking about that.
wait, is
My
that the
first-
pumpernickel?
my
Because I don't.
first
Oh no, Oloroso.
No,
So I got
this
the
is
red wine.
It is an Oloroso sherry finished wheat whiskey.
So
So I
this
got
is
the
the
red
bottle
wine.
that the Turks had at the bottle share. That was the Middle West, and I didn't taste it.
I didn't taste it either. Right. Dang, the age on that is wow. They did a good job with that because that's actually really tasty. And I
It
would
is.
never guess 5 years. And
No
the
way.
sherry's like it makes it dark, but usually you'll get a little bit of like that ruby color, and
Yeah.
this is just
Right.
So
Oh,
I
man.
know pre-stream we were talking about Middle West. When I was there for the dark pumpernickel picks that we were talking about, I bought this out of the gift shop while I was there.
wow, that's good.
That's
So we
awesome.
did get finished. You marked points for that, Jeff?
Yep, I got the points for the finished. Gave
Yeah,
him
we
the
did.
points
We
for
didn't get any
Canada.
for type.
And then you don't get, when it comes to the bonuses, you don't get.
Nobody
any of
gets
those
them, right?
points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Nobody gets them.
Okay.
That was a
All right.
All right.
Ready to sample B?
Tell you
Yeah.
what, we're behind, guys, but on considering how off we were,
Not as bad as it. It's not as bad as it could have been.
I'm all right with 5 points off of that. Oh man. Whew. All right. Smell your armpits, reset, because we clearly need a reset.
This smells like rye to me.
I thought rye immediately too.
Yeah.
Very fruity off the nose. I'm not sure on the.
Oh yeah, it's a rye.
It's a rye on the palate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice too. He's making it tricky on the proof after tasting that first one. Blow our
Yeah.
palates
dropped
out, and then
down.
this one's a lot lighter.
I think.
But I agree
so.
with you, Darrell. It's a rye.
Yeah.
I'm like right at 100 proof on this one. First impression, like it's taken us down quite a bit. It's very nice.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Jeff, on the proof.
Oh wow, this one's interesting too. Watching the movement of it, it runs off real quick. It doesn't. The legs don't hang really.
So
Is it
all
doing
of
that
the
in your glass
spice,
too?
all of the spice that I'm getting comes in at the very last. Like it's super, like almost barely legal type of rye on the front of the palate, and it was like, nope, I'm really a rye. I've got more than you think.
Bill's always going to get you.
So rye. God, I think this is finished too, guys.
Definitely getting some big red notes, like cinnamon, big red, and maybe some apple in that. Oh man.
Yeah, apple, pears, cinnamon all day long. Tricky
Actually,
rye. Tell you what, if there was a boo rye in this might be the one. Oh,
See, I don't really get too much bourbon notes though.
I don't either.
Like first initial nose was rye. Palate confirmed it. Well, palate I think confirmed it. Like if it's
What are you guys drinking in chat? Tell us what you guys are drinking, by the way, so we're not just totally ignoring you guys. Tell us what you're drinking.
So
we got 65 people in here.
Question on a boo rye, right? I know it's a blend of like ryes and bourbons, or yeah. What is the percentage? Like if it's just say when you do the measurements, it's 75% rye, but they added a bourbon. Is it still considered a boo rye, or would it be considered a rye?
I believe it's still considered I think at that point, if it's a rye and a bourbon, I believe it's a boo rye.
So if you add up, just say both mash bills, right? And the rye content still over 51% when you add up all the percentages, will it still be considered a boo rye?
It's a great question, Darrell. I'm not 100% sure of the answer.
I think there's like a blended bourbon or a blended rye, some people say. And then
Yeah,
you
it
get
might
the blended
be considered a
whiskey.
blended rye.
Yeah, I was curious on that because
So the boo
when we
rye
say
I think
boo rye-
about clearly say boo rye right on the label. Like
Yeah.
you're a Foregate guy, like Kelvin Collaboration 4 is a
Yeah.
boo rye, right?
I'm just curious what percentages the bourbon and the rye are to consider it a boo rye versus, because there's always rye content in bourbon. Well, typically, so it's a little confusing.
The Jack Bonded rye, by the way, Vasco is Mark is very actually surprising to me. I really enjoyed that pour.
That's a good pour. I'm excited about that pour too. I got to do a video on that one.
I don't know. It just maybe my nose is off or whatever. I get a rye, but it's tricky because it's sweet on the front, and then a rye spice comes in on the very, very end. So I don't think it's super old. I think that you're looking at maybe a 5-year, if the most.
I was thinking 5 years as well, around 105 proof.
I'm good
Yeah.
with the 5 year.
5 year. Okay.
Okay. 5-year rye, or is that what we're going with?
Yeah, I'm at rye. I'm at 105 proof too. Not sure where you guys are.
I was at 100.
Where are you at?
Yeah.
Kelsey?
It's about the same. We can split the middle and go 102 if you want.
If we
Yeah,
if we
fine.
do 102, that would probably give us the most points if it happens to be 100 or if it's 104.
Okay. So 102
102.
102.
rye. The finish.
Joel,
note
are you
is
still
kinda
thinking
fading.
finished?
I think it's fading a bit.
Man,
I don't get finished on it. I didn't from the beginning, so I don't know. I could be off
I'm-
though.
I'm gonna say finish no, but I do
Okay.
think it's. I think it's blended. We can go just rye. Man, something about it. Let's go rye though.
Okay.
What were
Yeah,
you
I
thinking
don't-
on state or country, Darrell?
I don't think it's finished.
So I'm rating no down unfinished.
Yep.
This nose is more like a Kentucky rye to me.
That's what I was thinking as well, Darrell.
There's a lot of sweetness in there, so yeah, I would go
Mhm.
Kentucky rye to balance that. If we're going, yeah.
All right. And a bottle guess? Distillery?
Shit.
I mean, if we're getting into barely legal ryes, what are we talking about here? Something from Heaven Hill or something?
I've never
I'm
had
gonna
a
go
Bardstown.
BB. I was gonna say BBC.
Bardstown.
I don't know.
Like their origin rye. I've
The
never-
origin
I
rye is
haven't
a
had
little
any of the
lower
origins
proof.
either. What is that?
Man.
Are they at like 100 or above?
Mhm.
Or
Man, that
they are?
could be the origin rye, but then that'd be finished.
Wait, the origin rye is finished?
And
It
y'all,
is.
it's
It's
in French oak.
That cherry, the cherry
Yeah,
wood
cherry,
French
it's
oak
a
thing.
cherry French cherry
Yeah.
oak.
Which would make sense for me on how it is a little bit drying, because the
Man.
French oak usually dries me out a little bit more than a regular American oak would, but that's just my opinion. Ernest, thank you so much.
You know what?
Did you say
Yeah, thank
cherry
you,
French
Ernest.
oak?
I'll get you in there.
Yep.
You know what?
So I definitely.
I
have
would be
cherry on the
fine
back
going
of the top.
Bardstown and then calling that our bottle guess and just doubling down on that. I don't have another thought, but man, does that fit a lot of what I'm thinking about? Like,
Me too. Yeah.
sweetness will be coming from there. It explains his rye all in. There is a little bit of a cherry.
Yeah, I got that a lot on the mid to back of palate. That's why I had to ask you guys again if you did say cherry.
Yeah.
Cherry
Let's do
It's
French
that.
cherry
oak.
French oak.
Let's do it.
But I
So
do get a
Bardstown for the distillery,
nice cherry
and
bud.
then the Bardstown origin rye.
See if we bring
See
this
how
back
you did.
a little closer.
You're a little closer.
Okay.
I hope so. We were way off. Swimmy, Swanson. Samsonite. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to start with proof. Proof, you guessed 102. The proof on this is 100 flat.
Okay.
So you get 4 points, which only leaves 1 for me.
Ooh,
That's bad.
catching up.
On age, so the only thing that references age on this bottle is it says bottled in bond, which we know that means it's at least 4 years, but
4
it could be
years.
more than that. So we can either call it 4 or
If-
call it non-age stated.
Just
If
no
it's
point.
not age stated, we still guess, and then at the end we just say it doesn't count.
Okay, then we're not going to count age.
Okay.
Whiskey type, you guessed rye. It is a rye.
Good job, Darrell.
You guys
you
agree,
guessed
so
that it isn't finished, and it is not finished.
We're
And
up.
you guessed it's from Kentucky, and it is in fact from Kentucky.
nice guys. We're making up.
Oh,
However, it is not from Bardstown.
yeah. All
What
these
you
things
were
don't match
drinking
anymore.
was our good friend Colonel E.H. Taylor Street.
Oh.
Ah, there's the cherry. Oh,
I
that does
got
make
that
sense.
bottle too, man. I don't drink it.
I haven't drank this in probably, oh gosh, at least
Now-
a year, maybe more. Goodness,
Now-
that's interesting.
Now, Bill, you may have just misheard me. I did say distillery was BT. You know, that was for Buffalo Trace. You know?
I don't remember.
Oh,
this.
goodness.
Throw the red
gracious.
flag. I want a replay.
Yeah. Let's call the judges in. Judges, Chat, did I not say Buffalo Trace? I mean, come on.
63 guys of you are in here. Guys, if you haven't seen the scrolling down at the bottom for super chats, make sure you get them in. Jeff is giving away some really cool bottles. We've got the Legend. We've got a Michter's barrel proof bourbon. We've got Elijah Craig ECBP, Pour Your Own. And there was one more. What was it? Oh, the JD Rye barrel proof. So the banana pudding in a glass. That banana pudding, Jack, is so good. If it makes my fat ass get off the chair and go get it, it's pretty damn good.
He didn't even like tell anybody he was leaving. He just put his flip flops on and just started heading down the street.
I was like, damn it, Jeff.
Oh man, mine's different.
Oh, I told you, Bill's gotcha. No, wait, we're up though. We're up.
You're up. I was gonna say I didn't get you that time. You got me on sample B.
Oh, this one's
Come
from
on, Mark.
2016.
Give us a little bit of faith. We've recovered a little bit on pour number 2.
It's all right. We got 2 samples to go.
Mine's a 2016. This one's pretty different.
Oh, so this one is 20.
I got this only 2 years ago, and it's a 16.
This is I don't think I've had this a year, so I don't know if it was 2022 or 2023. This is
Challenge Blacks.
On all of the tailors, just so you guys know, if you don't know, they do 3 batches of each of those a year. On the laser code, they do 3 different batches of each of those Taylor products per year: the rye, the single barrel, and the small batch. It's on the laser code. Each one of you do. If you look up the laser codes, they'll tell you which batch and which year it is.
Well, I can see there's a laser code there, but my old eyes can't read it.
I know it's hard. I have to do a magnifying glass, Bill.
All right, ready to go to sample C?
Yes, sir.
Oh wow, that's different.
Look at the color on that.
Let's
guy.
get in there.
Holy crap!
Major Zero, I'll say your name. You're killing it right now with your videos, buddy. I've been paying attention. Keep it up, buddy.
Yeah, man. Congrats on your videos, man. Those have been great.
Congrats on 1,000. He just went over 1,000.
Cheers, man.
Ooh.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
This is more up my alley in terms of.
I was just about to say that, Darrell. It's like heaven healed to me.
Oh man, deep, rich oak.
Oh,
yeah.
Sweet.
A little bit of that nut flavor just jumps out at the beginning of the nose.
Ooh wee.
Man, I'm still getting a whole lot of cherry.
Oh, what did you do with this one? This one smells delicious.
Oh, take that back. That's Beam.
It's bean.
Yeah.
Is that Beam? That cherry would make more sense then.
That's Beam because I don't like it, and I know.
I didn't know you had such an adverse reaction to Beam. How did I know this?
I want to like Beam so much, but most of their products to me just came off way too funky, nutty, and weird for me. I like the sweetness of a bourbon. I don't want peanuts in it.
Brian, thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Brian. That's awesome, bro.
That's
awesome, buddy. Thank you. Oh man, that's good though. Like I like Beam though. I know you're one of the ones that has to be a certain Beam, I guess, for you to enjoy.
That tastes more like a Booker's to me, but it's not quite as hot as a Booker's.
Really good Booker's for me.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is like that old profile of Booker's where it used to. Like this one has a lot of spice on the end of it. Again, you don't get the rye spice until the end. It's sweet up front with that type of peanut dust or whatever you want to say on the nose.
Jeff, you had the Little Book 7. Does this remind you of that?
Kind of, man. It's kind of all over the place on me right now. I'm definitely saying Jim Beam on the distillery. I think we can write that one down.
All right.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same.
All right, and then I'm just gonna write JB on my scorecard just in case it happens to be something else with the initials JB.
I will think that the proof is like right at that 120. You thinking 118, 120, something like that?
I'm right there with you. 120, maybe 122. Maybe it goes right above that. 120 though.
Yeah, this can't be Booker's though. Dude,
Darrell, what's your proof?
Like 120. 5. What did you guys say?
I said around 120, so I'm good if we want to hedge it at
Let's go.
122.
Let's go 122 to hedge it because we're 2 off from 120, just in case it is a 120 Jim Beam product.
Dude,
Let's go 122.
I think it's like a really good
Man, it's
knob pick, or I can't
gonna
see
say,
it
like-
being Booker's, man. It's just
No, I agree with you. It's not as
The
spicy as a
age.
Booker's would be either.
the age is.
It's too old to be a
So-
Booker's. On
Yeah,
the
I
age
think
to
it's
me.
too old
Yeah.
to be Booker's.
finish no.
No.
And
Finish no.
state
Straight
and
bourbon.
state no.
Kentucky for sure.
Kentucky, yeah.
Or Kentucky. State no. No, state.
Yeah, not finished.
All right, so
Jeff,
so
have you been
not-
drinking the pickle whiskey again?
All right,
Yeah,
Bill.
not finished, Bill.
So not finished, and Kentucky is the state, correct?
Kentucky
Yes.
State. Yep.
So I need type and age.
And we got
Bourbon.
Jim Beam for distillery. You said
Bourbon,
what? You need
definitely.
age and what?
You going for bourbon?
Bourbon or age and type. So bourbon on the
I'd-
type.
Yeah,
go
definitely bourbon. What did we say? Proof 120. Did we
I
hedge?
wrote
122. 122. I would say knob 12. That's what I would say.
Knob. I'm kind of in the
almost
same
thought that
range
the
there.
12-year cash strength instead of the 12, because the regular 12 is 100 proof, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like hold on, because I
Do we-
really like that. Let me see.
Do we go all in on that one, guys? Do we change it to 120 proof and just say
No,
knob
we
12?
went to 122.
Keep it at 122, you think? Hedge it?
Yeah.
Okay, so bourbon. So we're going 12 year?
Yes.
12-year.
It could
and
be
a bottle.
that bottle, man.
I think I'm pretty good with that. I think that's the bottle guess too, guys.
It
Knob-
could
KC
be.
12.
Knob
KC
12.
12.
If it's
Yeah.
not that,
The
I think like Little Book 3.
the only other thing I can think of though, because the proof is still, I could believe the proof is a little higher and go with Durrell. There's the Knob Creek 20th or 25th anniversary bottles.
Yeah,
Those
that's-
13
yeah, I know
year
what you're
single
talking about.
barrels or
Mhm.
14. Like they were. That's the only other thing that I think could fit it, but I'm fine with going the 12, just going all in.
Okay. I'm good with that. Either way. I mean, the profile is the profile. I mean, that's definitely
Yeah.
Knob Creek profile. So,
All right, we ready to go?
I think so.
What was
All
the
right.
bottle guess? We went with Knob.
I wrote Knob Creek 12 cast strength.
Okay.
hey, JG. Cheers, buddy.
JG, you'd be doing the exact same thing if you were in our situation, buddy.
All right, so let's
That's a
start
good
with
one, buddy.
age. This is not age stated,
Ooh,
which
okay.
you know it. In hindsight, was a bad move on my part because well, you can't get points, neither can I. So,
Neither can you. Yeah.
so I didn't really think that part of this through very well. Proof, you guessed 122. The proof on this is 120 on the nose.
Oh,
So thanks for
Sorry,
hedging.
Jeff.
Because at least
Hey.
I got 1 point out of
you got one.
that. You guessed it's bourbon. It is a bourbon. You guessed it was not finished, but it is finished.
Really?
Ooh, that's
What?
interesting.
So I'll take 2 points for that.
Shit.
Interesting.
You guessed this was from
Oh.
Kentucky. It's not. It's from Tennessee.
Ooh.
What?
This, my friends, is Jack Daniels finished with toasted pecan wood chips.
I
Oh,
have
the
that bottle,
pecan
damn
wood
it.
I have that bottle
Oh,
too.
my gosh.
I
I was
never.
nowhere
yeah,
on
right,
that.
I
Now,
didn't think
now of
Tennessee.
course, my mind snaps into place, and it's like, why didn't you smell that banana, Jeff?
Yeah, exactly.
I
Man.
still don't banana. I would have thought bean.
Me too.
It reminds me of
Knows that
Little Book and Knob Creek.
the nut flavor of it, but I just did not even think about that.
Oh, man, this is pretty
Stu
damn
knew
good.
it the whole
That's
time.
a good whiskey.
That, I appreciate that you gave that to me blind because I enjoyed that quite a bit, and my first impression of that bottle was not the strongest. So
Yeah.
I like it when you challenge me on my prior perceptions blind.
Yeah, I really, really like this bottle. Holy cow.
I can send you some more, Darrell.
I'll take it all. I really dig it.
I do too. It's
Wow.
really good. Anytime I see them, I buy them. I have 3 or 4 of them, and I bottle killed one of them to do this. I actually have the empty one here. It's good stuff.
I have never smelled Jack Daniel's smell so peanutty before in my life.
Pecan wood. It's that pecan wood chip finish.
But it smells like peanuts to me. It smells like peanuts.
Those pecans.
All right, so it was finished. We didn't get points. It's not Kentucky, so he got points for that. Is the 13 accurate behind you, or?
Yes.
Okay.
21-13, we're ahead.
We're doing
All right.
We're doing all right.
Not
Bill's
too
in
bad.
double
We
digits.
made a little bit of a
We've-
comeback.
We've given a lot of points away, but we're doing all right.
Yeah, if it's 21-13, it's still a 1 possession game.
Exactly.
You get that extra point. So another very dark one. And that was a
Oh,
bourbon,
Big
right?
Vic.
Yeah.
Oh. Before we go on, I've got one more wheel spin to do for Patreon. Let me get this one out of the way, and then we'll get into the last sample here. But I am going to give away a sample of the Wild Turkey Voyage to those that signed up today on Patreon for the post. Posted that review earlier in the week. Let me do this before I forget. Oh, nope, wrong wheel. That's the Patreon wheel. Or not the Patreon, the giveaway wheel. Let's see. There
This one's more up my alley, Bill, on the nose at least.
D?
Yeah.
I just did an audit, Jeffrey. I have 14, by the way. You gypped me out of a point.
Oh, keeping me honest. All right, I'll give it to you.
You got to watch him. He's sneaky, Bill.
Oh, the wheel ain't
It's still a
working.
1 possession game either way. I'm optimistic.
Wow, there's a 1 in 5 chance.
I'm sneaky with my posts, man. You got to pay attention. All right, Gandy Road.
Andy Road. Cheers,
Good
man. Enjoy that turkey.
Gandy's in my fantasy football league this year.
Nice. He's a good guy. I got to meet him and walk around Party Source with him, too. All right, there you go.
All right, on to sample D.
Sample D. Well, Bill, as we get into the last pour here, cheers. This has been fabulous. Thank you
Cheers,
so
man.
much for doing this.
Thanks so
Fun to
much,
do.
Bill.
Happy to do it. Anytime. Anytime you're willing to have me, I'm willing to be here.
Wow, that is cherry as could be.
Oh, yeah, this is more my jam. Mm-hmm. All that sweetness up front. A little bit of cinnamon. I think I need to wash out my palate. I still taste beam.
Now that I
Even
know,
though it wasn't Beam.
It's beam.
right in his
It
head. it's
tasted
still
like
beam.
beam to me.
Now that I know he hates beam so much, I'll have to sneak it into like every flight going forward. I'll do a flight that's all beam.
Oh, I think I got my beam in.
See,
She's
that's
pushing
kind
my
of trick
chair.
I pull.
Oh, I need my chair back, please. What are you doing?
That's the kind of trick I would pull, is an all beam flight. But then I'm the guy that put a 4-square rum in a flight for Matt Porter, and he put it first. So
We've done that quite a bit too.
Just ask Matt about the secondary grain on ice whiskey. and see
yeah,
what
I've
makes
heard
it.
that story.
Wait, who are you?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm thinking he's really not a fan of me.
So I put together the flight. You know, we were in August. We were going to do the Matt versus the Matt Madness champions, and unfortunately, David and Kira's father passed away, so we had to postpone it. We're trying to get it rescheduled for December. They asked me to put the flight together, which I did. And the first thing Porter said to me, "You can't ask a question like the secondary grain on a rice whiskey."
Oh,
He's
God.
still upset about that, man. But I'll it's all fair in love and war, right? So
Man, this one's interesting.
So what are we
yeah,
thinking
that's
of
what I was
samples
saying.
be?
I'm
Kelsey
waiting
said
for
he liked it.
I'm waiting for Kelsey's reaction, Bill. That's my thought.
It does kind of taste like bean.
He said it was his jam.
Right? He
first.
did say that.
Now it's getting
That,
more on the
that
finish.
nuttiness comes through pretty. It's cherry and nutty and
Yeah. It's interesting. It finishes with almost a coconut flavor on the finish to me.
wait.
Like after you swallowed that.
Huh.
Like a dried coconut.
Well, okay, Kelsey, is this a rye, guys?
I don't think so.
No. I don't think so.
Okay. The reason I say that, it's hitting me like a Knob Creek rye.
I've only had one, maybe two of those. I've had the twice barreled rye from Knob Creek, which I actually enjoy. And no, it's not that.
Man,
Man,
I'm
it's got
not
some-
sure. Man, it's got some oak on it though.
Yeah, a lot of oak.
Oh, it's got a lot more oak than I'm. No, that
Mhm.
second sip's a lot more oak. No, that's not a Knob Creek rye.
Are you thinking about the same proof as the last one, like 120?
I'm a little lower.
You're a little bit lower?
115-ish, I would say.
Are you not
Okay.
getting MGP, Jeff, on this?
I don't know if it's a greatly off profile MGP.
Hmm.
What makes you think it's MGP, Darrell? What notes are you getting?
It's like a similar cherry, like vanilla note I get on some MGP. I'm not really getting the graham cracker that I usually get, but it's like this cherry vanilla that I kind of get on a lot of them.
Man,
Definitely get all of the cherry and the vanilla on it, but it's a different type of profile to me than MGP. That's why I thought I liked it at first.
it's perplexing. Maybe
This one's difficult.
my initial instincts were not in line with what I'm thinking now. That graham cracker could be there.
Comes across as MGP to me. We can hedge though and do like Indiana or
Man, the nuttiness though in the end.
MGP as
Gosh darn.
distillery into a different state.
Like the finish for me is, gosh, it takes me just down an overwhelming nutty profile right now.
You guys tasted the 18 from last year? The Knob Creek 18 from last year?
This isn't that.
Okay.
That's only
Oh,
100
man.
proof.
I don't know, Darrell. This is tough.
I definitely
never
think
had
it's
a-
a bourbon. I definitely think it's Kentucky.
Yeah.
To me.
And not finished. Not
And
finished.
not finished. Yeah.
So bourbon,
Bourbon,
not finished.
not finished, and from Kentucky.
Although Darrell's thinking MGP.
I think it actually could be finished too.
Oh, you think it could
Really?
be finished
What-
too? Shoot. Oh, is that what's
Hold
throwing
on.
us off?
I'm getting similar like red wine vibes that I got on whatever one that was, the first one, I think. Yeah,
Man, this is
So,
tough.
Middle West spirit.
So much cherry on it, though. What wine would come across like that?
Yeah. Cheers to Bill as we get
Thanks,
into this
wise
one.
guy.
Yeah,
Thanks,
cheers.
Great flight.
What a
It's
great,
ringer right now, man.
great flight. Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good call out, Stu.
Yeah.
It's there, but then on the back of the palate, the nuttiness that comes through.
Let's hedge though. We can do distillery MGP, state Kentucky, or state Indiana. Distillery
honey's
as what?
there.
You got a
Yeah.
7-point lead after all.
The honey's there and the cherry's there, Darrell. I ain't gonna disagree with you.
It has so much oak on it. I've never had an MGP that had that much oak. Even on the older MGP stuff, it doesn't come across that way.
I don't know.
Man, what are we thinking for age, though? That's the hard part on this one. It's a very deceptive type of oak. Like, we've had some of those backbones, the Traverse City that comes across older than it should be if we're going MGP, right? Like, think about it in those terms just one more time. Like, is it one of those off-profile 8-year, 9-year MGPs?
I think right around that 8 or 9 year for me.
Like a
Should we hedge and go 10?
Not a Nash Tucky, like a Nashville Barrel Company, even like just a darker profile MGP.
Different profile than Nashville's for me. It's a lot more like bright fruits that I get from those like Kelvin barrels that they're using versus this being a little bit more darker. You said what? What are you thinking, Kelsey? You said a little higher for age?
I would say 10.
10?
Just to hedge it. I mean,
I'm around
it's
8 or 9.
got so much oak on it, though. Dang. But it's drying. That would be the only other reason, Darrell, that I would think that you might have something for finish, but it's very drying to me.
I'm going to lean Darrell on the Indiana. I'm going to lean away. I think it's not finished, Darrell. I'm going to go not finished.
Okay. That's fine.
I think the year it's probably just 8. I think it's one of those darker. I don't know. If we're going to go all in on this one, I'm thinking of one of those darker.
So he's at 8. I'm at 9. I mean, Kelsey's at 10. Let's just do 9.
So 9?
Right? In the middle of all of us.
Let's just do the 9.
Yep.
And you said for state, we're doing Indiana?
Let's do it. Let's do Indiana. Yep.
Indiana.
So all that's left is proof and your distillery and bottle.
I was at 115. I don't know where you guys were at.
I still think it's around the 120 mark for me.
This rogue galleries of Batman villains over here.
Let's just say 117. I'm thinking around 115 too.
All right.
117.
17.
Distillery, what are we doing?
I think we go with it. MGP.
Okay.
Kelsey, you all right with it?
I'm fine with that. I just want to make sure that everybody says that Kelsey said Beam and these guys said MGP.
You know,
you said Beam the last one.
I was in on it, Kelsey, for quite a while. Man, this nose now. I'm died curious. Down. I've gotten peanut on MGP before initially, but that's died down entirely. So I've swayed towards Darrell's side of things.
And bottle guess.
Shit.
I have no
MGP, man. MGP can be like,
All right.
I don't have a clue on this one, guys.
Well, what do we got that's been off profile? Let's go a backbone. The backbones have been
all right. Yeah.
The most consistent ones. Let's go backbone.
All right. I think you guys did all right. Let's see here. Age, you guessed 9 years. The correct answer is 8.
8, yeah.
All right.
Good job, guys.
So 2 points us.
2 points for you, 1 point for me.
All right.
Your guess on proof was 117. The actual is 114.
So the 115.
Call, Jeff.
So we were pretty close with 115.
So 3 points for you, 2 points for me. This is not working out well. Your guess was bourbon. It is a bourbon. Your guess was that it's not finished, but it is.
Oh, Darrell called it.
Right with that.
Darrell,
is it red wine again?
Your finish radar has been good today.
We have to start testing his finish radar.
Your guess was Indiana, but this is from Kentucky.
Oh.
What was the finish?
Go ahead and pull that Jim Beam bottle out.
And you said MGP backbone. You should have listened to Kelsey.
I told you.
This is Legion Yamazaki.
Oh, it's Yamazaki. What's the chances of that?
Wow. I told you it was Beam.
It's Yamazaki and sherry, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is
and
Yamazaki and
red
sherry. That is correct.
That's the red wine
Yeah.
I was getting.
And red wine. It's red wine.
And your finish
Sherry.
palette is right on there, Darrell.
Yeah, I pick it up like mid to back, man. Like I said, it was similar to the first one, which was sherry as well.
Dude, how could we have coordinated that any better?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious between the Middle West conversation to start, knowing there was a Middle West in here, and then the Yamazaki giveaway, knowing that was in here. I'm like, this is wild.
How is that? That's a great pour, though, man. That makes me even more excited to get into it and do a
It
review
tastes
on
better
it.
now than what it did in Kentucky when we had it.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. I think it's going to open up even more. Yours will open up more like this, Jeff.
But more importantly, I lost by a touchdown.
You did lose
Wow,
by
that
a
was
touchdown.
That was really close.
You threw us for a loop on the first one. That's what killed us.
Man.
So I demand a rematch.
We can do that.
You can,
We'll
of course,
find a
do
date
that.
to do it again, and I'm going to turn up the degree of difficulty. So,
Uh-oh.
Jeff, you asked at the beginning from 0 to 10, how hard was this? What's your answer now?
That's a dangerous question.
Oh, Nancy Fraley.
Nancy.
Cheers.
Hey, Nancy.
The bean?
Legion Yamazaki is really good.
It is
really
good, but it is beam, Nancy. I will say that.
You didn't wait. No, you do. You kind of, you said that.
But Kelsey,
I said
at
that.
first you said this was your jam.
He did.
At first.
Which inside I was laughing my butt off.
Yeah, and then it turned when the wine and the nut came out. Yeah, no thank you.
And I was grooving on that vibe, and then Darrell put some seeds in my head, and then I drifted away. Darn it.
It tasted like MGP to me. I'm just going with what the gut was. It tasted finished, and I said that too.
Oh, but thank you
Man,
so
that
much,
Middle
Nancy,
West is
and
so much sweeter than that. That's crazy.
All
Thank
right,
you, Nancy,
congrats on
for
the victory,
everything
guys.
you did
You
2
won.
weeks ago, too.
You won fair and square. Congrats.
Thanks, buddy. This was a blast.
Before everybody leaves, we need to do a wheel spin for the flight.
We do. Well,
So hang on, we'll do that.
Nancy's, I mean, I guess, let me put Nancy in here.
Yeah.
All right.
While he's getting that ready, Nancy, I have to tell you that Jason was grinning ear to ear today about his post and you naming his bottle and all that stuff for the cigar blend. That was really, really neat. So actually, two of our friends, we've got Jason, the Modern Norseman, and David McAllister also got a bottle of cigar blend that he submitted a name for as well that won. So cheers to that. Make sure you guys look out for those.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
I guess great minds think alike.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of bean. I totally agree with you.
All right. Well, Nancy, let's see if you get this. Let's see if you get this flight here. This is a fun flight. All
I
right.
think it's tasty. Shit. I don't know
That's
what Kelsey's talking
that was
about.
real good. Now, wait, real quick. I'm going to come back to us after we do the wheel spin, but it's always the hard part of this format. But rank what you liked the most.
Okay.
Oh, shit. What do
Well,
got?
we know Darrell liked the Jack Daniels.
Yeah, that was what C, right?
Yeah.
It would
Hard
honestly
post
be
reveal,
between
but-
C and D. Like, in all honesty, D's the only one that's gone. That Yamazaki. I got samples still of the rest. I honestly think
mine is
I like
A.
the Legion
Here we go,
better.
guys. Good luck to everybody.
We got all this. I got everyone in
There you
here.
go.
As I
One.
scroll up, I'm going to randomize.
2,
All right, here we go.
3. Yeah, I go reverse order. For me.
Oh my gosh, defeats the odds. Good job, Mark.
Mark.
Way to go. Cheers.
Reach out to me at helloagainwhiskeyfriends@gmail.com. Get in touch so I can get this over to you. And then also, I forgot to plug this earlier, and I know we got 45 people in here. There is a link in the description. We have some bottles that are unclaimed from the fundraiser. If you know the people, please let them know to get in touch with us. Same address, helloagainwhiskeyfriends@gmail.com. I think there's just 15 to 20 out there. So most people have reached out to me, but still trying to get those last stragglers. Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Somebody won a cigar blend for me. It's
They
out.
haven't claimed that yet either, Bill?
No, they did. It's mailed out.
Okay.
Yep.
Nope.
Sweet.
That one
Awesome.
was claimed. Yep. And then what batch did you send? I'm curious, Bill.
Oh, I'd have 146, I think it was. I'd have to look.
146? Okay. Yeah, Vic got mine at 178, I think was the batch that I sent him. So what'd you guys say? Sorry, I missed your orders. Here I am now.
Reverse order for me, 4, 3, 2, 1, in terms of first, second, third, fourth.
It was 146, Jeff. It was 115.4 proof.
Nice.
My order was ABDC.
So you like that Middle West, huh, Kelsey?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's good whiskey.
You know, I'm gonna go a little different here. I'm in the middle here, but D was my favorite, and then I'm gonna go
D or D?
D.
D,
And I'm gonna
Delta.
go CAB. So just a slightly
So
slightly
top
different than
two
the
for us.
Yep.
Yeah. That Midwest,
But
it's different.
Yeah,
that-
you don't run across many finished wheat whiskeys.
We should run across some.
No.
of them.
I know. That was good. That was a great pour.
Well, Bill, thank you so much for putting this
Thanks,
all
guys.
together and sending this out
Thank
to
you.
us.
Rematch. I want a rematch.
We can do it.
Rematch.
These
We
are always
will coordinate and we will play.
fun.
But thank you, Bill, for doing this. Thank you, everybody, for joining, contributing, chatting, and contributing to the super chats. Really, really appreciate it. Mark, get in touch with me for this great blind flight. And man, let's sign off here. Kelsey, why don't you kick us off here for the sign offs?
Cheers, everybody. You can find me at Kelsey Dime on Facebook and Instagram. And I'll kick it down to the Whiskey Saint, Mr. Darrell Stewart.
Yeah. I'm getting bombarded by my little ones. They're like, it's supposed to be done. But cheers, guys. You can find me at the Whiskey Saint on IG. Continue to follow us through here every Wednesday. Hello again, Whiskey Friends, man. It's been a blast. Thank you, Bill. This blind was ridiculous. Really good whiskey. None of them were bad. Sometimes it's hit or miss with like one sample, but I actually enjoyed each and every one of these. And surprisingly, I had that Yamazaki, but I went ahead and I thought these were all new to me.
Dude,
But,
your finish radar was on point tonight. I could not get you off of it.
Nah, man, this was fun, man. I love these collaborations.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, guys, have a great night.
Oh man, I'm having this realization real quick. Oh my gosh, honey is the main flavor I get off the Yamazaki 12 too. I'm like, oh, no wonder why it confuses me with the MGP. But that's just my late reaction, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and go over to Jason at the Mash and Drum. Tell him we sent you, and we'll catch you on the next Whiskey Wednesday.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Goodbye,
Cheers,
everybody.
Jeff, just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends.